Hello guys, it is Jead, and as you can see, we are on over 10 million coins on the road to glory, and after the video today, you will be able to get there as well, hopefully by team of the season. And as you can see, we're still running a normal team, we're not just sweating trading. You can play the game normally and still get yourself millions of coins to be able to use any card in the game that you want to use. We're going to do it in stages, so we've got 0 to 50,000 coins, 50 to 200,000 coins, 250 to a million coins, and then 1 million to 5 million, and 5 million to 10 million coins. Every section will apply to everyone. They're just different methods that I would do in the different sections. If you see me looking down, I've got a notepad and pen to get everything down because there is so much to go through. I think this might be the best video I've ever made in terms of just packing everything into it. So let's jump into it. Stage 1, 0 to 50,000 coins. How can we go from absolutely nothing to 50,000 coins as fast as possible? Throughout the entire video, we're going to optimize for least amount of time, least amount of effort, and it's going to get easier and easier as you go along the stages, and also you're going to make more and more coins as you go along the stages. Now, that does mean that stage 1 is the hardest or most time consuming, but it's not too bad. Now, number 1, what everyone should do is get liquid. Now, what I mean by this is every single person, 0 to 50,000 coins, or even if you want way more than 50,000 coins, if you do this exact search here, sort by high to low quick sell. As you can see here, even I've got FUT birthdays, team of the weeks, fodder. If you're on 0 to 50,000 coins, just sell things for now. We'll buy it back later. Trust me, you're not going to have no team by the end of this or whatever. Sell the cards, get liquid, get 50,000 coins in the account. This is step 1 to doing it. Not really trading, but step 1. It gets so much easier to make coins once you have coins. You can even sell things like staff. You can sell things like club items. If you've got any, I would go and check this, by the way. Things like Man United badge, Liverpool badge, Barcelona badge, Real Madrid badge, and all of their kits, all of the big team kits, badges, even the stadium themes, sell all the way up to 10,000 coins. You have 2 or 3 of them in the club, and you got 20 or 30,000 coins. So just get yourself 10, 20, 30, 40,000 coins there. Now, if you are on a brand new account or you want some easy, quick coins, what I suggest is go into the SBC tab and pretty much go into challenges. There are so many SBCs right now that give tradable packs back, even if it is just marquee matchups. EA released these kind of sort of semi-weekly. It's a bit weird how they released them, but it's always marquee matchups. Go and put untradables in here and get the tradable packs back and just sell everything. You get one team of the week, it's 10,000 coins. Even if you get absolutely nothing, because you're putting untradeable players into it, you'll get at least 10 or 15,000 coins. Look, honestly, not the best thing to do long term, but to get yourself some coins on the board, go and do all the free upgrades we've got right now, the daily bronze, daily common gold, all the upgrades. Get the cards and put everything into getting tradable packs back. Again, just to get yourself some coins on the board for what we're going to be doing later on. Honestly, doing that plus selling everything, 95% of people will be able to get to 50,000 coins. But just in case, we do have some low budget methods you can do from now until the absolute end of the game cycle. So if you just want to make some quick coins to do an Evo, do an SBC, here are some low budget methods to do right now in this stage. You have the entire low budget guides in the Discord down below, but I will jump into them for you now. And the first one's going to be fodder bids into lazy selling. This is going to work every FIFA, just everything, right? This is so broken every single time. At a small budget, you are going to want to be doing it at a low level. What that means is not much profit per card, but it's fine. Honestly, you're not at a low budget for long. So you can do fodder bids into lazy selling. Now, you got to go find what fodder sells for. So we're using Gabriel as an example. He's an 88 rated fodder card, and he is currently about 7,000 coins. I think he's a little bit less than that. I think he's somewhere like 6.5 or 6.8. 6.9 thousand coins, right? This is just one example of a fodder card. If you want to find other fodder cards, you can go on FUTBin, go to their cheapest player by rating section, so SBC's cheapest player by rating, and you've got all the fodder cards here, right? Well, I'm sure you guys know this by now, but you can find every fodder card for every rating. This will work on anything that's not discard. So 84s right now, a discard price at 750. Anything above that, 85s all the way up to probably 89s, 90s, and 91s gets a little bit too high. But anything in that rating range, you can go and bid on these cards and then lazy sell them for a little bit more. It's that simple, right? So Gabriel's 6.9 thousand coins. Bids on him at random times in the day are not going to be great. We're going to go into mass bidding a little bit later in terms of an actual strategy to make loads of coins. Right now, you're going to bid at like, what, 6.5, 6.6 thousand coins on all of these cards. Bid maximum 6.4, 6.5 thousand coins, like we said. And then lazy sell them a little bit more, right? So if I go and try and bid on this Gabriel at 5,000 coins, I might not win him at 5, but we can bid all the way to 6.5 because we're not going to sell at that 6.9 point, right? If you see this Gabriel, he's 6.9 thousand coins on the market, but he'll easily sell for like what, 7,000 coins, 7.1 thousand coins. He might even sell for a little bit more, right? He'd probably sell all the way up to here, 7.2, 7.3 thousand coins on a lazy sell. We're going to talk about lazy selling a lot in this video. If you've seen any of these videos before, you know what lazy selling is. you're just selling the card for more than what it sells for. Crazy, right? But someone lazy buys it. So we're buying for 6.5, selling for 7.2, make what, 500 coins? Yeah, it's crazy, right? Not a lot of coins. But you just kind of do it on repeat, right? As you can see, we won the Gabriel for 6.4 thousand coins. We will easily sell this for what, 7,000 coins? And we make, honestly, about 300 coins. The whole point of low budget is you're going to make small coins, but on loads of cards. I'm just showing you that on one Gabriel. I could have easily gone and done that on 10 Gabriels and then do it on 1085 rated, 1086 rated. Just do it, rinse and repeat. Before you know it, it's 10,000 coins, 15,000 coins, 20,000 coins. And all you're looking to do is get towards 50,000 coins, or ideally closer to 100,000 coins, to get to the next stage and start making some real coins and not spending hours a day just bidding on cards. So do that. It'll go really quickly. Combine it with the SBCs, combine it with selling things in your club, and honestly, you will make so many coins just to get towards 50 and 100,000 coins that you can move on to the next phase in the video. So all those low budget methods and way more, get in the Discord down below. But it's time already to the 50,000 coins, the 250,000 coin methods. Now this is where we start making some serious coins, because it gets a lot more fun, a lot more interesting with what we can do. The most important 30 seconds of the entire video is right now. This, I want to bring it into phase 2, 50 to 250,000 coins. But if you can get your head around this, you'll get millions before team of the season and be able to buy any card you want, do all the evos you want. This is the conveyor belt of coins concept that so many people misunderstand and don't do. As soon as you know this, game gets easier, game gets more fun. You can do anything, right? All it is called the conveyor belt of coins. That I kind of coined that term. Doesn't really mean too much. And I imagine like a conveyor belt, right? We've got a conveyor belt down here. This is a beautiful conveyor belt. And all of our coins of investments are on top here, right? Going this way, right? We're making coins, right? Every time you buy a card, like that Gabriel fodder card, that is Gabriel right there. He is that bit of coins right there. You spent 6,400 coins. And this conveyor belt moving this way is you selling that card, okay? So you've sold that card, you buy that card, sorry, you sold that card, and you spent 6,500 coins, and your coin total, right, you're going to have a shiny coin total in the top right, should always, in a weird way, be as low as possible. So let's say you've got 50,000 coins in before you bought that Gabriel, right? You go and buy as many of them as possible, and you'll be down at 0 coins. When you're down at 0 coins, you can't buy anything, and you wait for the cards to sell, right? However, we're getting to the higher stages now where we're going to have more and more coins. What that means is if we have 250,000 coins, I mean, this is going to apply for the rest of the video. If you do the higher tier methods, you're going to get to the point where eventually, I'm going to show you some methods where you're going to spend 200,000 coins and you're going to end up with 50,000 coins in the top right. The easiest way to get to 1 million, 5 million, and then 10 million or 20 or 30 million coins, it is really possible, is once you're back at 50,000 coins, you come back to this stage in the video and do the methods we've just done at 0 to 50k. And when you're back at 250,000 coins, you do the methods in the next section, and so on and so on. Because what happens is, when that Gabriel sells and goes into this, we'll call it like a little sold pot down here, right? You then want to move these coins along, back at the start of the conveyor belt, and buy another card constantly. You want to be making your coin total as low as possible. If you've got coins in the top right and you're not buying anything, unless for one very specific situation, you're not doing this right. You always want to be doing the conveyor belt of coins, buying cards as soon as they've gone sold, and we'll call this, look, the big green sold pot down here. You put it back up and you buy more cards, and that means that you should use every single section of the video to get as many coins as possible, as fast as possible, and buy as many cards as you want. Right, conveyor belt of coins, that is just because it is so necessary. We have got 4 different methods for this phase, 50,000 coins to go to 250,000 coins. They are all amazing. We're going to start with lazy selling for lazy selling's sake. It's a little bit different than how it used to work, but a lot of the principles are kind of the same. All we're going to do is look for cards we can lazy sell without any risk whatsoever, right? Now, lazy selling, like we said with Gabriel, is just selling the card for more than what they sell for. That is it. That is all you're doing. You're selling the card for more than what they sell for. Now, we're looking for a few things. We're looking for cards that have demand. They need people to want to buy them. We're looking for cards that can't go down too much in price. If a card can go down too much in price and you can lose coins on them, we're looking to avoid that. And we're looking for a card we can make at least a few thousand coins on per card. So if you're on 50 to 250,000 coins, you can afford a few low-rated special cards that we can look to lazy sell. Some nice examples are the new FUT birthday cards, because they're just so in demand. People loved buying these for Evos. We've got some base hero cards. Again, people love buying these for Evos. I would avoid cards that are clearly just quite crap, like this Harsh card here, no one is using. This Kapushka quite here, no one is using. Avoid cards not clear, like, you know, no one is using. But low-tier promo cards are great for lazy selling. Fodder cards, like we said with Gabriel, you can even just buy fodder cards when they're quite low anyway, and then lazy sell them. But we're looking at these low-tier, like, promo cards here, right? I would look at cards that are no more than 20,000 coins. If you get a card that's 20 or 30 or 40 or 50,000 coins, if you know what you're doing, it's absolutely fine. You can lazy sell cards all the way up into like 1 million coins. But just if you're learning it and you're trying to get, you know, good at it at the start, then just use cards that are quite cheap, okay? So one One example could be Alexander Lacazette. He's really popular right now because of his French links and because all the FUT birthday cards are really popular. And as you can see, he's 19,000 coins. All you need to do for this method is go and snipe this card for a little bit below, but nothing crazy. 18, 18 and a half. Just get a good deal on him and buy 1 or 2 or probably 3 of these cards absolutely maximum. And then you're going to lazy sell him for a few thousand more coins. So in Lacazette's case, sell him for 22 or 23,000 coins. Don't sell him for any more. Don't sell him for 30. Don't sell him for 50. Just sell him for 22 or 23,000 coins. Make a couple thousand coins per card. You can sell him for a little bit more. It'll just take much longer to sell. And what you want to do is build up a transfer list of these players. So Lacazette is just one of them. You go to the FUT birthday promo right now because it's really hyped. Even Renyard's fine. She is 35,000 coins, but honestly, she's absolutely fine right now. I would buy this card on a snipe for 34, maybe 34, and then lazy sell it for 39. Simple as that, right? I'll buy 2 Renyards, 2 Lacazette. I'm not going to go get a Modric or a Pacho or something that's really expensive, and obviously not any of these extinct cards. I might go up to myself, it's like a 50,000 coin card. But Perisic could be a nice one as well. Again, get it 18,000 coins and sell it 23. And just get 1 or 2 cards of all of these that could lazy sell really nicely. You could do some Team of the Weeks, some fodder cards, and build up on your transfer list 10, 20, 30, or 40 cards that are lazy selling at all times. You want to list them at the hour, every hour. So don't list them for 6 hours. Don't list them for 3 hours. Don't list them overnight. Just list them for 1 hour every single hour. And say you listed 30 cards. Every hour, 3 might sell, 5 might sell, 1 might sell. And every time 3 sell, you might make 5 to 10,000 coins. But 5 to 10,000 coins an hour that you're just doing in the background while you're doing other things, while you're just playing the game or whatever, is free coins. And the more cards you put on the transfer list like this, if you've got loads of cards, if you've got 100 cards, then the more cards you're going to lazy sell. I lazy sold these Osterwalds. He's already gone up now. But I lazy sold when he was about 40,000 coins. I just listed these one by one at about 44 to 46. And they all sold over time, as you can see, right? Now, method 2 at this budget is kind of similar, but using chemistry styles. So, if we showed that Lacazette, we showed before, as you can see, 18 and 19,000 coins. Get him on a snipe, get him a little bit below. Lacazette, as you can see, sells for, about 19 standard. But if you look at him with a Hunter, he's normally an extra 1 or 2,000 coins. Now, Hunters and Shadows are worth nothing right now because the objective. So if you want, you can even just go buy Hunters and Shadows. As you can see with a Hunter, he's about 2,000 coins more, right? All you're going to do is buy Lacazette on a snipe for 18,000 coins. Then go put a Hunter on him, which costs like 300 coins off the market. And then list him up for a few thousand coins more, probably all the way up at like 23,000 coins. Now, when these Lacazette sell with a Hunter at 23,000 coins after tax, you're making about 4,000 coins a card. But with that chem style, so Hunter for attackers and Shadow for defenders and midfielders, they'll sell 10 times more, 5 times as fast, right? Because people just see the one with the Hunter and Shadow and they buy it because they're a little bit lazy. And honestly, on lazy sales, if you do that, especially with new promo cards, right? If you just go onto FUTBin, FUTGG, FUT whatever, and go to the squads and go to whatever the new promo squad is. So right now it's FUT birthday. It might change as you're watching this. Go and find the best meta cards between 10 and 20,000 coins, all the way up to like 30,000 coins, because again, you don't want the cards to fall down in price. Put a Hunter or Shadow on them and just lazy sell them. It might take 1 relisting, it might take 10, it might take 15, it might take 3. It depends, it's a little bit of luck to it, but if you stack up these cards, the closer you get to 250,000 coins, to where you can have 5, 10, 15, 20 on the transfer list. Again, with this method, you're making even more coins, maybe 20 or 30,000 coins an hour, because they sell a lot faster. Method number 3 at this budget. Now we're at the actual fun ones. You get to flip some higher tier cards. These are the ones that people in the Discord say they make about 1 million, 2 million a week off if you just do this. And that's if you're not, too experienced at it, because it gets very, very simple. This is what we're going to call fluctuation trading or momentum trading. This is basically just buying cards low, selling them high, right? That is literally, it's a meme, but that is what it is, right? So we're going to be doing fluctuation trading and momentum trading. A little bit of an introduction to it, because you need more coins to do it on a bigger scale, but anyone at this budget can start it as well, okay? Go to FUTGG, go to the 3 dots and go to Momentum Trends. It might only be on the PC version, but if you're on your phone, you can just Google FUTGG and you'll get the same interface that I've got here, right? You don't want to go to their Twitter page, but you want to go to this page here, click off that, or just go to Momentum Trends. You want to put it on the 6-hour one. You can do the 12, I wouldn't do the 24. And all you're going to look for here is cards in your budget. So there's a budget filter on the right. Let's say you're on 150,000 coins. You might put a budget in of 100,000 coins, because like we said before, with the conveyor belt of coins, you don't want to be spending all your coins on one card, because then you're sat twiddling your thumbs looking like a melon, right? All we're looking for is cards that fluctuate on the daily. That's going to be out of pack cards. It's going to be cards that have not crashed or have not, risen ridiculously for some reason, like maybe they're a live card that gets upgraded. We're looking for very safe, stable, out of pack promo cards that go up and down daily. So one example could be Juan Mata. An easy way to tell is just go to the 3-day graph here, and this looks like a very, very, very nice graph. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, right? You don't want a graph that's got sharp rises or sharp, declines. You just want a natural up, down. So with Juan Mata here, you'd buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. And as you can see with Juan Mata here, these jumps and gaps are only about 4,000 or 5,000 coins, but we're at a low budget. Absolutely fine. We'll be making more coins per card later on. So that Juan Mata card looks absolutely great. You can just check when he's low, sell when he's high. You've got Lacazette, like I just said there. He's low right now. This Zaniolo card, does he have a 3-day graph that he goes up and down? It looks like he does. You could buy this Zaniolo card when he goes discard. Lazy selling maybe at 13k at a high. You're making what, 1.5, 2,000 coins? But obviously, you don't just buy one of these cards. You buy 2 or 3 or 4. And that's how it starts to stack up. These out-of-pack cards are so nice to do this with. This Lauren James card here on the 3-day goes from 30 to 40,000 coins. She looks like a great one to do. If you go 30 or 40 on the daily, if every time she drops to 30, you buy 2 or 3, then you sell at 40. Every time you do that, you do it 3 or 4 times in a day, you're making, what, 50,000 coins a day, 70,000 coins a day, depending on how many you buy. This is such a great place to start. Now, this is just an introduction to how fluctuation trading works. It might be a bit confusing at the start. Don't worry about it. Again, if you want help with it, get in the Discord. But we're going to talk about this sort of trading more and more as we go through the tiers. So stick around for that. This is just an introduction to it at a lower budget, because I quite quickly want to get into the last method at this tier, which is by far the best one. I actually worked out before because I'm a little bit sad. If you did this method every single week since I think about December, January, and you started on 100,000 coins, and you did this method I'm about to show you alone, you would have 41 million coins right now. And obviously I don't have 41 million coins. But if you just did this one method, that's how much you would have, because it's kind of crazy. So if you could drop a like on the video, by the way, boys, help push the video. If you could subscribe if you are new for more trading, just daily FC26 content on the game, I'd really appreciate that. You can even hype it on mobile. I don't really know what that means, but you can hype it, like it, whatever. This is just buying fodder every single week and then selling it for more, right? That it is that simple, but that's a little bit over simple. So let's jump into what I actually mean, and specifically low rated fodder. When do you buy it? When do you sell it? How much do you buy it for? And how much do you sell it for? I want to talk about 85s specifically because we've got the winter provision upgrade. I'm sure you guys have seen. I worked it out. If you do this exact method and nothing more, you would have made 41 million coins, starting with 100,000 just in December. And all it is, right? Look at the daily graph of these cards. Look at how much they go up and down because of weekend league supply and the winter provision upgrade that requires 85s. All you're doing with low-rated fodder cards, I'm about to show you, is buy them on Sunday and Monday at the end of weekend league supply, and then sell them in the middle of the week when we get more and more upgrade packs. So, for example, on this cuthbert here, I'm just going to show you on the graph. Look at this, right? If we go back to the start here, there you go. Sunday, 1.9, Monday, 1.9. Sell her middle of the week there at Wednesday, Thursday, and she was, what, 2.7, right? If you look at this one, she goes here, Sunday, 3.5, Monday, 3.6. Sell her middle of the week, she was 4,000 coins. Sunday, Monday, 3.1. Middle of the week, 4.1. Every single week, if you bought on Sunday or Monday and then sold middle of the week, you would have made close to 1.5 times, a lot of the weeks double your coins. All you do is go all in these low tier cards at the end of weekend league supply. So 85s are the best. You can also do it with 86 and 87s, but these have been the best this year. Is go all in on them on bids, on snipes. So don't get them at, if she was 2.9 and it was Monday night right now where you were going to buy them, don't buy it 2.9, but instead buy it 2.7, 2.6 on bids and snipes, just to give yourself that little bit of extra wiggle room. And you're going to sell them here, right? Wednesday and Thursday is always the 2 best days because all you're trying to do is sell before we get Friday weekend league supply. Now, when you're selling them, once again, favorite buzzword, lazy sell these cards. You'll make an extra 100, 200, 300 coins per card, which is nothing. When you stack that across 1,000 cards, it very, very quickly adds up. So if you look, 87s have followed a very similar pattern, just not quite as erratic as the 85s, because the 85s have had those provision upgrades. And what you guys need for these cards to spike is demand. So this week here, where these 87s on Wednesday barely moved, 3.6 to 4,000 coins, there would have been no SBCs where you really needed 87 rated cards. Whereas every single week since, I think it's December, the provision upgrade came out, you've needed 85s. That's why 85s have worked every single week. As long as there's SBCs coming in that week for 87 or 88 or 86 rated cards, then you can choose those ratings as well. It's all about what SBC rating is in demand at the moment. So again, every single week, the safe one, until we get rid of those provisions, is 85s. But you can try with 86s, 87s. I would not do 84s and 83s. We can maybe look at them towards team of the season when low-rated fodder gets a bit more in demand. But yeah, those 85s, 86, and 87s, not really 88 and 89s, but those middle rateds right there. Buy them on Sunday or Monday with weekend league supply. Buy them on bids. Buy them on snipes. and then lazy sell them every single week on Wednesday or Thursday, and it is just free coins. Right, 250 to 500,000 coin section. Again, starts getting way more easy, way more fun, just a lot more coins basically. It gets a lot easier from here on out. We can look at high-end flips, we can look at team of the week cards, we're going to look at some like budget stuff, and then basically momentum trade and fluctuation trade. And trading these cards, you can see on screen, we're not quite at Zidane levels just yet. We're not quite at Thierry Henry levels just yet, but we will get there. Now, really importantly, again, conveyor belt of coins. Number one, it's always going to be conveyor belt and coins. Go back and watch that if you haven't already. That is the single best, most important thing. Number two, you're now starting to get to the point where we're doing higher end flips. Get in the Twitch streams. I will look at individual flips for you when you're looking at them. We will do individual flips on the stream, and often we make a couple 100,000 coins per stream, ideally on the Fridays and on the Sundays, up to millions of coins if we have a good day. So get yourself in there, and let us start with Team of the Weeks. Team of the Weeks are so easy to make coins from, but we're now at the budget where we can start doing it. If you've just watched a bit on 85s, 86, and 87 rated fodder, if not, I'd go back and watch that. But if you have just watched it, Team of the Weeks work very, 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 very similarly because they get the same weekend league supply and they get the same midweek demand. So we choose an older Team of the Week to try and show you. We'll choose someone from Team of the Week 24. Who is going to be fodder just here? I guess you will do, right? Now, Team of the Weeks, really importantly, are going to get really, really good as we go towards Team of the Season. Because you guys have played the game year on year, you know that Team of the Weeks, when we get towards Team of the Season, we'll be using upgrade SBCs, gamble SBCs, and what does everyone come and do at Team of the Season? They do upgrade and gamble SBCs. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see these cards at 20 or 30,000 coins in a few weeks to a month's time. We're not investing in them just yet. We're a little bit too far away. What we can do is what we did just before. Buy them on Sunday and Monday, and then sell them midweek on Wednesday. So, Team of the Weeks on Monday, as you can see here, we're discard. Why are they discard? Because we get supply from Weekend League. Now, Team of the Weeks are always, without absolute doubt, even on PC, are best to bid on. So, they're one of the few cards we don't really try and snipe. We just bid on them. If you bid on them at Weekend League at night in the UK, or just any time over Weekend League, there's that much supply on these cards that it's usually okay, and you'll win so many of them. So when this guy was down here at 10,750, you could easily bid at 10,500, 10,250, and win pretty much unlimited cards. And if not, buying them just above is fine. And then what happens in the middle of the week, up to here, if we go on to Wednesday, they hit 12,500 coins. Now, again, this doesn't look like a crazy rise, right? 10,000 coins to 12,000 coins after tax, like what, 2,000 coins a card? But Team of the Weeks are some of the best cards in the entire game to lazy sell because of how often they lazy sell, how easy they lazy sell, and you can make a few thousand coins extra. So this guy, for example, when he hit 12,500 coins, would have easily sold for probably 13 to 15,000 coins, depending on how aggressive you want to be. 3,000 coins per card for something that is just no effort that you can do every single week. Dump 500,000 coins into this, 250,000 coins into this, whatever you've got, and then again sell them when he hits the high point, and you'll make what, 50,000 coins, 100,000 coins. It depends how high they go. Some weeks in the past on other Team of the Weeks, they've gone up like double and they've gone up to 20,000 coins. Rare that happens, but with Team of the Season approaching, we're going to get Team of the Weeks going higher and higher. Now, method number 2 at this budget is probably one that everyone wants to get involved in because you see things like Alan St. Maximin's graph, which when I show you, you'll see exactly what I mean. In-pack promo card trading, the single most risky trading in the entire game, but the single most profitable one as well. This Alan St. Maximin, when he was in packs over here, went from 750,000 coins down to what, 500,000 coins, up to 750,000 coins. He then dropped back down afterwards to what, 590, then spiked all the way back up at 850. If you bought the lows and sold in the highs, which I'm sure no one did perfectly, but if you did buy in the lows, selling the highs, you can see how we're starting to make crazy coins. Now, he's a very high tier card. We're looking at lower tier cards at this budget, but this will apply now for the rest of the video and just in general all budgets, right? So impact promo trading works in a few different ways. The one we want to talk about is on the first weekend they come out. You have 2 buy times often for these cards. You have the Thursday before they go out of pack. So for St. Maximin, that was literally the bottom point down here. Thursday at Rival Rewards, the last bit of supply these cards get. And as you can see, they go out of packs. And these FUT birthday cards have done crazy. But even most cards that are not these FUT birthday cards will skyrocket out of packs. Or if they don't skyrocket, they'll at least go up out of packs if you choose the right cards. That is one time to buy. The next time to buy them is on the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday after Weekend League. So, this is a maximum card. Even if we use a bit of a cheaper card, let's use someone else who is a little bit cheaper at FUT Birthday Team 1 and use this Yildiz card, right? Who's probably more affordable at the budget. He had that exact same dip and spike and dip and spike, okay? Now, I'm going to say this off the bat straight away. This is so risky that if you don't know what you're doing and you don't want to do this, then skip to well, I don't even skip, just the next part of this, right? You'll see what I mean, where it's a little bit safer. But essentially on Friday, you have 2 buy windows. You have as soon as the promo cards come out between 6 and 8 p.m. to try and find them when they're getting oversupplied at their low. Now, just know, not every card will bounce back from this, okay? It all depends on are they oversupplied in the first couple hours. This will depend on a few things. Number one, the promo cards that are often oversupplied in the first few hours are promos that people spam store packs for or saved packs for. This is team of the season, team of the year, foot birthday, any hyped promo basically, right? Winter wildcards was one of these, by the way. Any super hyped promo that people have saved packs for, or again, are spamming store packs for, we actually get the most amount of supply in the first 2 hours. When everyone saved the packs, they open them, we get all that supply on the market, it dries up, and then they go back in price, and it's exactly what you see with Yildiz here. Everyone spammed promo packs, 240,000 coins, people started buying to 340, and he had a nice rise. Now, that's the first time to buy. The second time to buy is overnight. Now, that is that second dip here. Now, the reason overnight is a dip on these cards, impact promo cards, it's when everyone sells off their Weekend League team, everyone is selling off the cards that they've packed from Weekend League rewards, but no one's really buying a team. Now, when I say overnight or any times, it's always UK times that I'm talking about. We work in UK times. You can adjust it for US, of course, but he got absolutely low at, I think it was about 2 a.m., right? No one's on the game really at 2 a.m. No one's building teams, but people are selling off the Weekend League teams that they've just used. You buy them at that overnight point, and then they rise in the morning, normally peak at about 10, 11 a.m. on the Saturday, because that's basically when people start to build their teams to use on Weekend League on the Saturday. The best cards to choose for these are two types of cards, right? Number one is the most popular cards. So cards that people are going to be using to, build their team on the Saturday, right? If you buy a card that no one cares about, then no one cares. The second one is a little bit more technical, but you can do it. It's cards like Yildiz that had a rise the day before. So what I mean is, if you're looking to do this, right, without any advice and you try and do it all on your own, what I would look for is look for cards that have had that dip and that big rise. Because that big rise there on the Friday shows demand. It shows that people want that card, basically, which means people are likely to also want that card on the Saturday. If the card just flops on Friday and keeps going down, it's unlikely it's going to have a huge, big rise on the Saturday. Because if no one wants that card on the first day, no one's going to really want that card on the second day. But that is very risky. Less risky, and the next method at this budget is momentum trading. What we just said before, but pretty much at a better level. We can now start to buy multiple cards, higher tier cards, and this is where it really gets serious, because instead of making 4,000 or 5,000 coins a card, we're now making a lot more. So once again, if you're still working with the 6 and 12 hours, we jumped into this a little bit before. We can now put that max price maybe up to 250,000 coins. It depends on your budget again. The most important tip for this section is budget management. If you have 250,000 coins, I would not look to buy a single card that is more than at least half your budget, right? So 125,000 coins. And the reason that is again, that conveyor belt of coins concept we spoke about earlier. But this is how you get your coins up really fast. And the same principles apply. Don't look at Team of the Week cards. Don't look at fodder cards. Don't look at cards that have crashed or gone down for an Evo like Jonathan Tah. You are just looking for cards that are down the most because they're out-of-pack promo cards that fluctuate regularly. One of them could be a SUBSRIBE card that goes up and down for just Evos in general. This SUBSRIBE card to me looks like it's on the way down, so maybe it's not one I would look for a rebound. He's probably just gone out of an Evo. You are looking for that fluctuating graph going up and down, up and down, up and down. If you go to Dybala here, he looks okay. He has little dips and rises there, 64 to 70,000 coins. Obviously, you got to account for tax and make sure we're making enough coins. Although he's down, and he looks like he's downtrending a little bit, so you might avoid him. This Estaval doesn't look too bad. He seems to go from below 100,000 coins up to about 120,000 coins, which is like 10,000, 15,000 coins a card, depending on when you're in on him. And as you can see right now, he's down nearly at 100,000 coins. I wouldn't buy this one at 102. I'm looking for that 100,000 coin price, or ideally below, right? If you do this after content, or, when people are more active on the game, normally a little bit easier, you get lower prices. But I'll be looking for that low dip and then up to sell him when he's 115 to 120,000 coins. And it works the exact same, but the difference here is budget management. If you've got 250,000 coins, do not go and buy a card at 250,000 coins, because if that card goes down and flops, you can't do anything. You're sat twiddling your thumbs. In general, momentum trading and fluctuation trading just works best on higher tier cards because they have bigger swings, right? They go up and down more throughout the day. Now, this is not the only way you can track these cards. Another way you can track them is making your own list on Futbin. We spoke about lists before. You go to Futbin, my list. You could type a list name in here, call it fluctuation, trading, call it whatever you want. And you're going to go and put in cards that move up and down regularly just throughout the day. Finding these cards can be difficult at first. One way you can find them is this FUTGG momentum trend. All you're looking for really for this is look at cards that are out of packs and have a lot of demand but not loads of supply. So that's normally older cards here. You can even use Future Stars cards. There's some really great ones actually in Future Stars that have a lot of demand and are still relevant but don't have too much supply. One of the best ones, maybe a bit higher tier, we'll talk about, is Calafiori. He's one of the best Prem left backs even to this day. And if you're on his hourly graph here, he just has random spikes, random dips. You look at yesterday, Spike, dip, spike, dip. He does it constantly. He's a higher tier one, but you get the point, right? Still meta to this day. He's out of packs. He's not got a lot of supply because he's been took off the market constantly for the past few weeks. And he has nice dips, nice spikes. You can see there 450 to 520,000 coins. He does that nearly daily. I could find Calafiori, add him to my list, and do that with whatever budget you're working with, and then just keep updating it. Now, we're going to move on to 500,000 coins to 1 million coins, because anyone at this phase, I think, will benefit from this next one as well, because I'm going to give you, just for this next phase, 500k to 1 million coins, because everyone wants that 1 million coins. Basically a 3-step plan I would just follow every single day to optimize this, because a lot of this, if you are completely new to it, even if you're someone who's been following for months and months, a lot of this can feel a bit overwhelming, because at the end of the day, it's a football trading card, like, or not even trade, it's a football card game. You want to play with these cards in your team and do evolutions. Sometimes when you talk a lot about trading, it can go a bit much, like it feels like the stock market. So 500,000 coins to 1 million coins. Here is a 3-step plan to break it down and make it as simple as possible to get you to that 6-digit number as soon as possible. So, conveyor belt of coins, get in the Discord, and here are the 3 things to go through to get you to 1 million coins as soon as possible. We're going to break it down, but it's all-ins, fluctuation trading, and lazy selling in this exact order. 3 things we've nearly kind of touched on in how I want to talk about them. Do them exactly like this, just to simplify it as much as possible. Now, I'm going to jump into all 3 individually, but essentially, when you've got a big stack of coins, we're going to go all in on the weekends, okay? We're going to go all in at the end of the weekend, Monday and Sunday. When you've got a big stack of coins and you're looking to actively trade throughout the week or Friday and Saturday, we're going to do fluctuation trading over here. Big stack of coins goes to fluctuation trading. And in the background, right, through all of this, through both of them, whether we're going all in or whether we're doing fluctuation trading, constantly, this red line here, we're going to be doing lazy selling. That's going to be lazy selling. You're going to do that in the background with everything. You follow this. This now is 100,000 coins a day. It's 500,000 coins a day at times. It's millions of coins a week. It is that simple as long as you follow this correctly. So let's start with all ins at the weekend. It's what we spoke about before with team of the weeks and fodder cards. When you get towards 500,000 coins, or if you're anywhere upwards of that towards millions of coins, the easiest way to make coins fast is all-ins on really safe cards. That is the team of the weeks we spoke about before when they're at discard at Monday and Sunday. You're going to buy all your budget, every single penny you've got on the Monday and Sunday into team of the weeks when they are below 12,000 coins, ideally at 10 or 11,000 coins, because there is no risk involved there, right? If not team of the weeks, we're going to do low-rated fodder cards, right? We're going to do those 85 rated cards we spoke about, like Kim Little. You're going to put every single penny into this. If you've got 10 million coins, choose team of the weeks. They are higher rated. You don't want to buy thousands of cards. If you've got 500,000 coins, you will make more coins every single time on the cards that are cheaper. Yes, you have to buy more of them. Up to you whether you want to do that. But you'll always make more coins with the cards like 85s that are a little bit cheaper. The last all-in you can do is promo cards that are discard. I would never, ever all in unless you know what you are doing on promo cards that are not discard. By discard, I mean probably anything below about 12,000 coins. Anything above 12,000 coins starts to get a bit risky, but for whatever reason, if it made sense to you at the time, and go all in on this ball day card, which by the way, it doesn't, not yet anyway. But if it made sense at the time, I would say, yeah, go for it. As long as the card is discard, you can't lose coins. The worst happens, you quick sell and you lose like 2 or 3 coins, I think it is per card, which is nothing. All in every single Sunday and Monday when you get the time. Why? Because we get weekend league supply. You can all in on that fodder on those team of the weeks and then sell them on the Wednesday. Even if team of the weeks go from 11,000 coins to 12,000 coins, you can lazy sell them. And the worst thing you do is make 1,000 or 2,000 coins per card. If you buy 100 of them, you're making 100 or 200k just on doing that every single week, which is just so stupid, right? Next, number 2, when it is not time to all in. And this, I can finally show you these cards I've been doing here. Whenever you have got coins and we are not all inning, fluctuation trade these super rare cards. When you get towards 500k to 1 million coins, you don't want to be looking at cards below 100k. The cards below 100k are great for earlier on, but they don't move as much. Ideally, the cards 200 and 300,000 coins and up. You don't want to do the cards at 1 million if you're only on 1 million. Budget management, like we spoke about before. But start to flip the cards like Team of the Year Batcher, like Van der Sar, these super rare cards. Even if they're cheaper, this Thompson card's only 250k, but she's a super rare card because of how good she is and because of how old the promo is already. Here it is, as simple as possible. When you're on the game, okay? When you're on the game and you're like, right, I want to make some coins. You're not always on the game to make coins, but when you are on the game to make coins, do this exact step. I just follow this exactly. Go to the momentum trend, like we said loads before. Put the price range in. I always put, if you've seen me on stream, I put about 100,000 coins in. I put the maximum of what I'm looking to pay, which for you guys might be 500,000 coins. It might be 1 million coins. You don't know what it's going to be. Look for the cards on this 6-hour one that are lowest in price, go to page 1 and 2 maximum, looking for cards that are down at least 4 or 5% to even look at. Go through the cards and see if there are any out of pack, the impact cards like Kajawi and Dybala, too risky. They're too risky for you guys starting off. Look for out of pack cards like Kai Havertz. Now, another thing we're going to go into later is you need to be aware of leaks and different things, but we'll talk about that later. You don't want to miss that. But Kai Havertz, as an example, as you can see, he's had a crazy rise, so maybe he's one to avoid, but he lowered out about 230,000 coins. If we could find bids and sniped at 230, he's the right one. And all you're doing is you go on this page once every sort of 5 minutes, refresh it, go through a couple of the cards that catch your eye. So for me, it's Havertz, it's some of the base icons, this Thuram card. Any in-demand base icon can do really, really well. But again, look out for this, right? He was 500,000 coins. He was what? He had a random spike today, up at 1 million. So that's why he's had this really weird spike. But if you look, a good price for him is actually about 500,000 coins. We can ignore that. Go a few of the cards. But here's what you're going to do, right? Every card you take a look at, Havertz, Thuram, Enlet, Messi, any card you take a look at, add it to your transfer targets. Go on the game, and even if you don't buy them, you will see on mine right here, go to your transfer targets and add them to your transfer targets. Look how many cards I've got here, just sat here. Why? Because we've seen that Kai Havertz was 250,000 coins, but you can always, for the rest of the night, whenever you're on the game, compare price on him and see if one has come up and is he now 230? Is he now 240? Is he now even 220? Does he now get to that buy price? And all you're looking to do is have like a vision on the market 24/7 when you're on the game anyway, and just look at what the cards are. You'll see when that Kai Havertz gets low, but you've not just got Kai Havertz here. You'll have that Thuram, you'll have whoever we said before, Beckenbauer, Messi, Endler, whoever we said before, those special cards. Put them on here, and the more you do this, just every 5 or 10 minutes, not constantly, but every 5 or 10 minutes, take a look at that FUTGG page, add it to your transfer targets, and what you'll build up is the transfer targets here. And before you know it, you'll have 50 nice rare cards that fluctuation trade well at your budget. You can just have a little compare price and check when things are low. I did it this morning. I literally did it this morning. This Dembele card, I checked it once when I went through. He was there at 960. I'm pretty sure I sold him instantly at 1090, which was 70,000 coins for like 2 minutes of work. It wasn't even work. I just checked him. Yeah, 1090. I think I made 75, 80,000 coins for just checking the card because I did this and I built it up as the days have gone on. You do that more and more and more, and you will start to randomly just bring in with easy fluctuation trades 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, on the higher budgets, 100,000 coins per card. Honestly, go and get in the Discord, check the profit show off channel and see how many people are just doing this constantly throughout the days when we're not all in on cards. So you all in on the weekend. When we're not all in, you fluctuation trade. And there is one more thing to do to just keep the coins flowing up to 1 million coins, and that is this type of lazy selling. Go to FUTGG if you want, but you can use FUTBIN for this. I'm going to use it because I've already got it here. Put 10,000 coins in. Put maximum, 30,000 coins we said in. You're going to... The trick with lazy selling is you don't want to do 2 or 3 of the same card, because if you had 2 or 3 of these decks, when you list them all up, your 2 or 3 are next to each other, so they're hard to sell. Whereas you list one of each of the cards, it gets a lot easier. So go to this page here, 10 or 30,000 coins. What's nice by this page is they're already sorted by like what, you know, has gone down the most in price, if that makes sense. Choose out of pack cards like this Andrea, Medina. You want to choose cards that sell often though. How to find out if a card sells often? Go to time sold and see how many times the card sold in the past 24 hours. This card sold like 10 times in the past 24 hours. If we compare that to, who can we compare it to? We'll compare it to Decore. See if he sold more or less. Yeah, see how he sold way more sales. So I'd much rather lazy sell this Decore card than that other card, because you're just more likely to get a sale, right? These 27,000 coins, make sure you're not buying them at a high point. Not really. His average point is about 27. Try and get a snipe at 26 or 25, but no stress. Just buy him at 27, list him at 31, done. Move on to the next card, right? And what you're doing, this, like I said before with the paint thing, is in the background of everything else. So whether you're all in, or like, which is this one, or whether you're doing fluctuation trading, you've always got 10, 20, or 30. Depends on your budget, and depends on your budget definitely, because you don't want to spend all your coins on this. This is background coins, right? Use just 10% or 20% of your budget max. This red circle, always be lazy selling every hour, because when you're making 100,000 coins all in, or when you're making 100,000 coins a day fluctuation trading, you'll be also making 50 to 100,000 coins a day just doing lazy selling, and that is how you get up really quickly towards 1 million coins. Right, the final stage of the video, arguably the most important one, because the way I'm going to do it is, yes, this is 1 million to 10 million, but no matter how many coins you're on, I've kind of condensed this in. The tips I would use to get to 10 million, no matter where you are, just as fast as possible. If you want to get to 10 million coins or more, or 5, or you just want a couple coins for Evos, wherever you are, here is what I do then, just to make coins faster, more efficient, a few new methods. I think we've got 3 or 4 new methods for the higher tier. Hopefully, this is just everything you need. We're going to try and optimize your time so you're not spending hours on FIFA at this point in the game because we don't want to. We're going to try and make it so you're making the most coins as possible. That's obvious, but we need you to make the most coins as possible. We're not good trying to make 5k. We want to make 10 to 50 to 100 to 200,000 coins a card. And another big one, in my opinion, is less boring. Like the 85s all in would have made you 41 million coins since December, but it would have also made you lose your marbles if that is all you did. So less boring. But here are 3 or 4 new methods we've not spoke about so far, just to add a little bit more value and hopefully make this everything a little bit easier. Number 1 is club stocking in-pack promo cards before they go out of packs if they are discards. So in the FUT birthday example, what I would do for every single promo, as soon as you're on 1 million coins, if you're on below 1 million coins, you can do this, but only with the absolute best cards. You're going to go and choose the cards you think would either fit Evos or rise for another reason. Cards have potential that are below 13 or 14,000 coins, and you buy one and you put it in your club. You don't even put it on the transfer list. You put it in the club and you sell it at a later date. Now, a lot of the FUT birthday cards are already up, but there are some of them that still have a tiny bit of potential. Most of the good ones, like I say, are already up. Even on Team 1, this Tyler Morton, right? Nice card, England, nice links. Used to play for Liverpool. Whenever someone's played for a big team, always helps. This guy, I'm sure his low was what? Yeah, 11,000 coins. Just go and put them, before they go out of packs, one card in the club. Do that for every card in the promo that you think is discard but has potential to rise, and just throw them in your club and forget about them. There has been so many this year people have done and gone, oh my God, I've just made like 20 or 30,000 coins. I didn't even realize. This Matsukuro card, you throw her in your club at 1050. She randomly went to 35,000 coins, right? 25,000 coins on one card when it took ages to rise. It's nothing, right? But if you do this every single time the promo comes out and you're making coins, you won't realize you're losing the 10k, then you'll sell 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 cards a week. If every time you're making, 50, 20, 100,000 coins, whatever it is from club stocking, it's just extra coins. Always worth doing. That is extra method 1. Extra method number 2 that everyone should learn, because the way that FIFA is going right now with rare cards, more promos and all that good stuff, is price fixing card. Now, price fixing cards is one, it's easier on PC, but obviously I'm on console and I can still do it. And people think it's a bit scummy. I don't think it is. I think it's either, you have to join them. If you can't beat them, join them, right? Now, this Heung-min Son actually has quite a few cards on the market right now. Let's try and find someone that doesn't, because there's quite a few cards we can do this with. We're looking for cards, essentially, that have barely any supply. There's a lot of old cards that have almost no supply just because of how rare they are. I've done this before with Time Warp Sour as well. There you go, right? This is a really, really high budget one, but just as an example, you can do it with that rated reload Son. Any card that has literally like 3 or 4 cards on the market, or like 10 cards total, because when you track these cards, you'll start to know how many appear on the market. This Sour card, I have bought before and bought 4 or 5 of the cards when she was like 840,000 coins. And because I bought all the low tier ones, the next one afterwards was one of these where it's like 1.5 million. I then listed 3 of them at 1.5 million. I listed 1 of them at 1 million flat and got an instant sale because someone who went to buy a Sour thought they were all 1.5 and there was a crazy undercut there for 1 million coins. And really, I bought all of them at 800,000 coins and I just fleeced someone for about 150 to 200,000 coins profit in the space of about half an hour. Price fixing cards is so good at any budget on any card. Of course, it comes with risk, right? If I bought 4 Sour cards and then someone else lists another 3 that I didn't know were there and they underlist me, then obviously I'm now stuck with 4 Sour cards. So you have to, measure the risk, know what you're doing. I only ever buy the cards if they're already low. So for example, with Sour, when I price fix this card in particular, I bought her, I think it was 800,000 coins, because that was her absolute low at the time, right? It was around here somewhere, I don't remember, but it was when she was 800,000 coins at a low. So I knew that even if she came down again, I wouldn't really lose any coins. I wouldn't try and price fix a card when they're like 100,000 coins up in price here, but only when they're down in price. So price fixing, an amazing way to make coins. It works every single year. A little bit scummy, but yeah, it's even easier on PC. And for once, an SBC method to make unlimited coins right now. That sounds like a scam, but it's really not. There is an SBC right now that makes unlimited coins that just no one can be bothered to go and do. If you can be bothered to go and do it, you'll make unlimited coins. Go and do the Premium Mixed League SBC, because right now, because no one cares about it, it's about 15,000 coins to do from absolute scratch. However, because of all the daily upgrades we've got, daily bronze, daily silver, daily gold, whatever, do all your daily upgrades first. You can do this Premium Mixed League normally about 3 times. It's about 3 times every single day for an average cost of about 5,000 coins. And you make minimum back from this, absolute minimum, if you just discard everything and get nothing, 10,000 coins, right? That's 5,000 coins profit, which doesn't seem like a lot, but in that 5,000 coins profit, you have 2 chances to get tradable players, team of the week, promo card, whatever. But you also have 3 chances at untradable packs to get promo cards, icons, anything. and also make 5,000 coins. Ridiculous that more people aren't doing it. I guess they just don't have the time, but honestly, free coins right there. But here it is, boys. Most valuable bit I've got for you. This is probably, I don't know, just anything I can tell you now is how I'd get you from 0 to 10 million coins. This is exactly how I did it. I can't stress this enough. It gets a lot easier once you start following this. I've just tried to break it down into a few bullet points I've got written down here to make it as easy as possible. This will apply for the rest of the year, rest of next year's. Honestly, you'll never run out of coins again. Hopefully, if you can just stick with this. Number one is stay on top of leaks. I've talked about the Discord a lot in this video because I really do believe in it. We've got a free Discord. I think it's better than most paid ones. We've got a leaks channel in the Discord if you don't like using Twitter. If you like using Twitter, just use Twitter. You need to stay on top of leaks. I think it's obvious, but like, for example, today we're getting a max centre-back leak, so I wouldn't trade centre-backs. Crazy, right? I wouldn't trade centre-backs because we've got a centre-back leak. Simple as that. If you don't stay on top of leaks, as sad as it is, you fall behind. Number two is 80% is all you need. I've got big, fancy, nice green ticks on all of these cards. Not all of them are profit. About 20% of these, or 5% for me, maybe it's a little bit less, but at 20% you'd still be fine, are losses, okay? I can't remember exactly which cards. I think one of these Van Dijks was. 20%, 5%, whatever it is. All you need is 80% to be profit, and you will make millions and millions of coins. Don't be scared of buying again and again and again, right? Because you don't need every single card to make millions of coins for you to then have loads of coins. You just need to make sure that 80% is all you're winning. If you lose on some of them, don't get discouraged. Just go again. It's fine. Number three, my most important saying, you'll hear me say loads on the Twitch streams everywhere. Rarity is king. Rarity is king beyond belief. If someone could ask you what cards to trade, answer rare cards. Rare cards, rare cards, rare cards, okay? Look at the cards I've got on my transfer list. Thierry Henry, 2 cards on the market. This Totti card has what? 2 pages? Not even 2 pages. This Ronaldo card, obviously higher tier, 1 card on the market. This Huijsen card has what? A page on the market. This Cristiano Ronaldo card has 4 cards on the entire market. This Batter Shooter card has 5 cards on the entire market. Honestly, rare cards are broken. Why are rare cards broken? Because they're easier to sell, easier to buy, and honestly, you make the most coins buying them as well because of how rare some of these cards are. They fluctuate more than any other card in the game. They have massive, massive price jumps. Rarity is king. In typical YouTuber fashion, I will save the best one till last after this one, but I think this one is big as well. Market crashes are a huge W, right? A huge W. Let's say you've got 5 million coins and the market crashes down here, and you had 5 million coins here and you have 5 million coins here. Just imagine the 2 different teams you can build at this point in time. You've got 5 million coins, right? And you've got, oh my God, the market's crashing. Maybe you've even gone down from 5 million to 4.5 or 4 million, but the market's down so much. The team you can build at this point in time is better than the team you could have built at that point in time. As long as your effective money has gone up. It's like inflation in real life. It's deflation, I guess. Deflation means that your money's now worth more. Market crashes, trust me, they can be depressing sometimes. You might lose some coins. Market crashes are a huge dub. But most importantly, boys, and the one thing I want you to all walk away from this video believing in, or that's a bit cringe, I don't know, just do this. Spend coins. Spend coins, spend coins, spend coins. It's a game. It's a game you should enjoy playing. I made this this morning, untradeable, 700,000 coins. I mean, now she's about 2 mil. I made this morning, untradeable, 700,000 coins. I bought this Kobe Manu and made it untradeable, 100,000 coins. I've done it loads of Evos. This Rio's total Evo cost is about 500,000 coins after all the Evos I've put on him. All my Evos here. I've got the Frimpong. I can't remember. I think I've got another one here for Inyoni before I put him into the Future Stars. All the Evos. Do Evos. Enjoy the game. Spend coins. At the end of the day, coins are going to be worth nothing next year when FC27 comes out. Get coins, but also spend coins. Don't be a loser and just sit on a massive liquid coin total like I am right now just to make this video. Spend coins and enjoy the game. Boys, this was a long one today. Really long one. I appreciate all the support we've had on the channel recently. Make sure to subscribe if you are new and you want videos like this. I really do appreciate it. Or even just leave a like. It basically pushes the video and helps me out. Yeah, I hope this video really did help. I hope it helped. I think it's the most useful video I have ever made. So let me know down below. Have you got any questions? I will answer every single one of them. Let me know what videos you want to see next, whether it's trading or non-trading related. But like always, until next time, I'll see you all in a bizzle.